Yeah, look, it's just another fight for me, to be honest. If anything, I'm more excited, more hungry to get the win. But yeah, you know, like props to her. She's undefeated. She's stopped 90% of her opponents. So you know, people can say what they want, but she's backed it up until now.
In the high-stakes, adrenaline-fueled world of mixed martial arts, confidence is more than just a mindset. It is a requirement for survival.
If PFL aren't looking, then I'll probably say I hate it. But it comes with the job, you know. This is how I'm gonna, you know, build my brand and become a superstar, I suppose, along with the fighting as well, which is most important. But yeah, I kind of just gotta go with the flow.
When she finally faced Dakota Ditcheva in the ring, she was completely humbled.
However, there is a very thin, very dangerous line between self-belief and soul-crushing overconfidence. On June 13, 2024, at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut, the PFL 4 event became the stage for a lesson that the MMA world will not soon forget. The cage door locked behind two women with vastly different destinies: the American Chelsea Hackett and the British phenomenon Dakota Ditcheva. Before we dive into the violence and the technical masterclass that followed, I have a quick invitation for you. If you are a true fan of the art of fighting and want to stay ahead of the curve on the next generation of superstars, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Join our community of fight analysts and never miss a breakdown of the world's most dangerous strikers. The lead up to this fight was fueled by a narrative we have seen many times before. Chelsea Hackett arrived with a defiant swagger. In her pre-fight interviews, she didn't just analyze her opponent, she mocked her. She looked at Dakota Ditcheva, an undefeated fighter with a 90% finishing rate, and saw a hype train that she was destined to derail. Hackett spoke of building her brand and becoming a superstar, treating Dakota as if she were merely a stepping stone. "Yeah, look, it's just another fight for me, to be honest," Hackett had said, her voice dripping with a nonchalance that would soon come back to haunt her. What Hackett failed to realize was that for Dakota Ditcheva, fighting isn't a job or a brand-building exercise. It is a family legacy. The British diva wasn't coming to Connecticut to build a brand. She was coming to dismantle one. When the lights dimmed and the crowd roared, the reality of the situation began to settle in, and the Americans' words began to feel very, very heavy. Dakota wasn't just another opponent. She was a storm. From the moment the opening bell rang, the atmosphere inside the arena underwent a molecular shift. While Chelsea Hackett attempted to find a rhythm, bouncing on the balls of her feet, Dakota Ditcheva looked eerily calm. She didn't rush. She simply measured. Standing tall, using every inch of her frame, Dakota began to map out the cage with the cold efficiency of a predator. The technical gap became a physical reality within the first 30 seconds. Dakota exploded forward. It wasn't a wild charge. It was a calculated strike. A sharp, stinging low kick landed with a thud that echoed through the front rows, immediately halting Hackett's forward momentum. Before the American could reset her stance, Dakota unleashed a lightning-fast combination. The sequence was capped off by a straight right hand that landed with the pinpoint precision of a sniper's bullet. The impact was instantaneous. Hackett found her equilibrium shattered. She collapsed to the canvas, her body betraying her. It was the kind of moment that humbles a fighter in a heartbeat. To her credit, Hackett's survival instincts kicked in. She scrambled and managed to force her way back up, initiating a clinch against the fence. This was a desperate attempt to turn a high-speed striking match into a slow-motion grappling grind. Hackett leaned her weight into Dakota, hoping to recover. But Dakota Ditcheva is no longer just a Muay Thai specialist. She is a complete mixed martial artist. This is the level of dominance we are seeing from Dakota. But she isn't the only one making waves. What do you think? Is there anyone in the PFL or UFC today who can actually match her speed and power? Drop a comment below with the name of the fighter you think stands a chance. As they wrestled against the fence, the difference in technical composure became glaringly obvious. Dakota maintained a perfect center of gravity, using her frames to create space. Then, the diva transitioned into the destroyer. Dakota began to unleash a sequence of knees that can only be described as surgical. These weren't just busy work strikes. These were soul-stealing. Knees aimed directly at the solar plexus. Every time Hackett tried to adjust her grip, a knee found its mark. Each strike was designed to drain the oxygen from Hackett's lungs and the will to fight from her spirit. Hackett was trapped. Every time she tried to cover her head, a knee would find her body. When she dropped her hands, Dakota's fists would find her chin. The referee saw Hackett's posture begin to crumble. She was no longer fighting back. She was merely surviving. Seeing that Hackett could no longer intelligently defend herself, the official stepped in and waved off the contest. Dakota Ditcheva stood tall, not even breathing hard. To understand this success, you have to look at her roots. Dakota was born into the fire of combat sports. Her mother, Lisa Howarth, was a world-class kickboxer and a pioneer. Dakota grew up in the gym, amassing an incredible Muay Thai record of 111 wins and only one loss before ever turning pro in MMA. That foundation is her secret. Her fight IQ is ingrained, but her commitment to evolution is what makes her truly frightening. Under coaches like Dean Garnett and Phil Turner at Aspire Gym, she has polished her raw striking into a multifaceted game. We saw this in her fight against Carrie Isom, where Dakota finished with a rear naked choke. It was a statement. I am not just a striker. I am a complete fighter. Whether it's a long straight or a ground and pound finish, Dakota has a tool for every scenario, making her a nightmare for any matchmaker. As Dakota's star rises, the community is looking toward the horizon. A hypothetical matchup between Dakota Ditcheva and Alexa Grasso has become a hot topic. To understand this fight, you must weigh two philosophies of excellence. Alexa Grasso is championship composure. Born in Guadalajara, Mexico, Grasso's journey was built on technical boxing and an iron will. She did the impossible by dethroning Valentina Shevchenko. Her game is built on discipline and some of the cleanest hands in history. On the other side, you have Dakota, the new storm. Dakota brings a level of raw, explosive athleticism and physical dimensions that are rare for the flyweight division. Her reach is a psychological weapon. While Grasso wins with tactical adjustments over 5 rounds, Dakota wins by overwhelming her opponents with a pace they aren't prepared for. In a clash between them, Dakota would have the advantage in height and pure finishing instinct. However, Grasso possesses 5-round championship experience against the world's best. What often goes unnoticed is Dakota's psychological warfare. She doesn't need to talk trash. Her presence does the talking. In the Hackett fight, you could see the moment the Americans' confidence evaporated. Dakota's ability to stay in the zone is what separates the greats from the merely good. Physically, she is a specimen. Her strength in the clinch is a testament to her elite conditioning. She isn't just long. She is dense and powerful. When she lands a knee, it carries the weight of her entire body in perfect leverage. Watching her work off the fence, circling away and immediately re-engaging, is like watching a master. She understands the geometry of the cage. Against Hackett, she used the fence as a secondary weapon, pinning her opponent and removing any chance of escape. It was a suffocating performance that left no doubt. The impact of Dakota Ditcheva extends far beyond the PFL. She is becoming a beacon for British MMA, leading a surge of elite female talent. Her marketability, combined with her finishing ability, makes her a promoter's dream. But more importantly, she is a fighter's fighter. The PFL 4 victory was a statement fight. It was a message that the path to the championship goes through Manchester. Dakota proved she can handle the pressure of being the A side and still perform flawlessly. The crowd reaction in Connecticut was telling. Fans appreciate greatness. When her hand was raised, the arena was acknowledging the arrival of a potential all-time great. Dakota didn't take damage. Her hair was barely out of place, and she looked ready to fight again immediately. That is the mark of someone operating on a different level. The story of Dakota Ditcheva versus Chelsea Hackett is a cautionary tale about the dangers of underestimating a true martial artist. Dakota didn't just win, she confirmed her status as a global threat. As she moves forward, every strike is a building block in a legacy that could rival the greatest names in history. Whether you are a fan of her Muay Thai roots or her grappling evolution, there is no denying that watching Dakota is watching history in the making. The world of MMA moves fast, and new challengers always emerge. But for now, the throne in the flyweight division has a very clear heir apparent. Dakota has the skills, the pedigree, and the mental toughness to reach the top. Anyone standing in her way is in for a very painful night. What did you think of Dakota's performance? Was it the most dominant TKO of the year? Let us know in the comments below. And before you go, make sure to check out our other deep dive analysis on Alexa Grasso's path to the title. Click the video on your screen now to keep the momentum going. Thank you for joining us for this Boxing Planet breakdown. In a world of talkers, be a doer. In a world of contenders, be a champion. We'll see you in the next one. What am I going to do in the next 16 years? The best thing I can do is get ready to meet God.